1, 2, 3.
Ahead in the afternoon rush, a supply struggle in Connecticut. One of the approved vaccines will soon be limited. How this could impact those looking to schedule their shots. A real-life nightmare.
It was absolutely the most terrifying thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Survivors now battling brain problems. We're talking live with a doctor about long-term effects of COVID-19 and how this can impact you long-term. Spring allergies ramping up. Millions suffering from the springtime sniffles. Will the upcoming forecast make things better or worse? Eyewitness News at 4 starts right now. Connecticut's #1 local news. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us for Eyewitness News at 4 o'clock on this Wednesday afternoon, March 7th. I'm Mark Zinni.
A beautiful day out there. Hi, everyone. I'm ERIN Connolly. Let's kick off the afternoon rush with our top stories.
And first for you right now, we head to New Haven, where there were 4 pop-up COVID vaccine clinics. The city's health department hosted 3 of them, including one for city workers at the Fire Training Academy. Griffin Health also brought its mobile vaccination team to East Shore Park for a walk-up clinic for New Haven residents. They had 200 doses of the single-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And you just saw that line right there. No registration was needed. All you had to do was show up and have an ID.
I was planning to get Pfizer vaccine at a Yale clinic more later in the month, but I decided that it would make more sense to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine today because it will be done a bit quicker and there's less of a danger for us as young people.
Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland is live right now with the mobile newsroom. He has more details coming up in a live report. We will hear from Matt, I was just told, in a moment, so we'll have to check back in with him in just a few minutes. Coming up for you at 4:30, though, we're taking you to Waterbury. With all the vaccine clinics opening in our state, why are people still hesitant to get the shots? Channel 3's Waterbury Bureau Chief Dennis Valera will have more from those trying to ease any fears.
The U.S. is approaching a major milestone in the COVID-19 vaccine rollout. The White House says by the end of this weekend, nearly half of all adults will have had their first shot. The CDC says nearly 42% of the population over 18 has received at least one dose of the vaccine. Here in Connecticut, we know more than 1 million people have received at least one of their shots.
Students in Glastonbury will soon be returning to the classroom full-time. The school system is bringing back students in grades 6 through 12 starting Monday, April 19th.
Now, this is for Gideon Wells, Smith Middle School, and Glastonbury High School. Parents can still choose to keep them remote, but school officials say whatever parents decide, that will be the decision for the rest of the school year. Elementary schools will continue operating under Plan A as they have been throughout the entire school year. Turning to the weather for you right now on this Wednesday, a gorgeous day all across the state. Another one. We could get used to this time of year. Right?
Yeah. I don't think we can, though. You never know what's going to happen. A live look over Old Saybrook for you right now. Bruce is here right now with more details. Hi, Bruce.
Hi. You know, the current temperature at Bradley International Airport is 70 degrees right now.
Whoa.
Can you believe that?
We like it.
We love it.
Keep it coming, Bruce.
And it could go even higher between now and Saturday. 70 degrees is the average high for May 10th, so we're about a month ahead of schedule here. And what a beautiful sky in Litchfield this afternoon. Some patchy high clouds, but notice over the last couple of frames, a lot of the clouds are in the process of clearing away, so it's sunny there in Litchfield at the high school. And look at the people enjoying Ocean Beach. Some people walking on the beach, on the boardwalk, enjoying this beautiful day. It's not as warm in New London as it is in Hartford, but it's a gorgeous day no matter where you live. So there it is, 70 in Windsor Lock, 70 degrees in Meriden, 70 degrees in Danbury, 67 in Willimantic. You get the idea. It's May-like. 54, though, in Groton with that wind off the water. You can see they have a wind right out of the south-southeast at 10 miles an hour. Elsewhere, the wind is either out of the east, northeast, or north. So kind of a variable wind across the state, but fortunately, it's not too strong. So the temperature trend will take us through the 60s early this evening. Sunset is at 7:23, and then by later this evening, we'll be dropping quickly through the 50s. So it is going to turn cool before the evening is over, and the shoreline will likely be in the 50s pretty quickly, and then dipping into the upper 40s before midnight. So we hit 70 today. Temperatures will go even higher. We'll talk about the timing on that. Plus, rain is still in the forecast for the weekend. I'll talk about how much we could get coming up in the early warning forecast.
All right, we'll see in a few minutes, Bruce. Thank you very much. We do have a traffic alert to pass along. Part of Route 44 West in Avon is closed this afternoon due to a natural gas leak in that area. This is between Darling Drive and Old Farms Road. Connecticut Natural Gas is working right now to fix the problem, but it's unclear exactly how long that area will be closed for. You are asked to take a different route if you're heading home or anything like that. Just avoid that area overall. Now to some new details for you this afternoon. Sources telling Eyewitness News that an East Hartford police officer was nearly crushed by a telephone pole overnight when a teenager stole a police car and backed into it. Authorities say the teen and two others led police on a stolen car chase. They bailed out and led police on a foot chase before one of the teens stole that police car. Now, in an attempt to get away, the teen reversed too quickly, ramming into the pole. One officer had minor injuries from the incident. Right now, police are looking for two other people who got away.
Well, distracted driving could cost you some money. That's the message from area police departments. Berlin Police tells Eyewitness News it's doing extra patrols during this crackdown. It's part of a nationwide campaign called You Drive, You Text, You Pay. It starts tomorrow and runs through the 12th, and drivers we spoke to say they're glad something's being done.
I do worry because I have been cut off. I've been, in parking lots even.
And coming up at 6 o'clock, Channel 3's Shantae Passmore shows us where some of the patrols will take place.
The acting Secretary of the Navy, Thomas Harker, took a tour of Stratford Sikorsky helicopter plant. Congresswoman Rosa DeLauro and Senator Richard Blumenthal were also on hand. The visit comes after Sikorsky recently landed a deal to make an additional 5 presidential helicopters. The helicopters are on schedule to be delivered sometime in 2023.
We take great pride, I hope all of you do as well, is when that plane lifts off from the White House grounds, I know I cheer because I know where that helicopter was made.
Sikorsky is the helicopter capital of the world, and it is part of Connecticut's arsenal of democracy.
DeLauro and Blumenthal said more skilled workers are needed as the company expects 1,000 employees to retire over the next few years.
There's much more ahead on this Wednesday. Shocking new research reveals the impact of COVID-19, how scientists say the virus can affect your brain down the road.
There is some more trouble for AstraZeneca, why health officials are calling a timeout on their latest vaccine trial.
But before we head to break, it is time for our afternoon business report. Let's take a look at where things ended on Wall Street today. So, the Dow up about 16 points. Channel 3's Jane King is in New York City with a look at today's top business headlines.
A new study by the global staffing firm Robert Half shows about 1 in 3 professionals currently working from home due to the pandemic would look for a new job if required to be in the office full time. Nearly half of employees surveyed said they prefer the hybrid work arrangement where they can divide their time between the office and another location. Taco Bell announced plans to hire 5,000 employees on April 21st at some 2,000 restaurants across the country. It's having trouble attracting managers, even though the jobless rate is getting lower. Now the managers will be offered 4 weeks of annual vacation, 8 weeks of paid maternity leave, and 4 weeks of new parent and guardian baby bonding. Well, United Airlines said it will train 5,000 pilots by 2030, and about half of them will be women or people of color. It launched a flight school called United Aviate Academy with the goal of training the pilots. Now, the recruitment effort comes at a time when a large number of pilots are nearing retirement as well. And JetBlue says it will offer live sports streaming on transatlantic flights. It's also boosting food and other amenities on overseas travel, and free high-speed Wi-Fi will be available as well. I'm Jane King, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Got it. It's like popping a lot. Let me just Mic check 1 2 3 4 5 6.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's go back to New Haven. We tried to go there a few minutes ago. We told you there were 4 pop-up COVID vaccine clinics. No registration necessary. All you had to do was show up and have an ID with you. Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland is live right now with the mobile newsroom with more details. Matt, I would imagine this was a very exciting day for a lot of people who wanted that shot, but this Johnson & Johnson shot has been in the news lately. Is all of that having any impact there?
Yeah, Mark, and that walk-up clinic that Johnson & Johnson was right here at East Shore Park here in New Haven. New Haven's health director says for them, she says they're not seeing any supply issues right now. Now, the state said they expect to see fewer doses over the next few weeks of that single-dose Johnson & Johnson, and they say it's going to continue to be low until Johnson & Johnson can get those supply levels to rebound. But the health director in New Haven says with the pop-up clinics that their health department is doing, they say it's not going to impact them right now because they also use Moderna and Pfizer, so they have plenty of other options.
Well, that's certainly some good news. Now, you were talking about the 4. This is what, just a small part? Some additional clinics are being planned for later this week?
Yeah, so you had this pop-up, this walk-up clinic here at East Shore Park. That was done by Griffin Health. New Haven had 3 other additional pop-up clinics today, one specifically for city workers, 2 others were at churches. And then also tomorrow and Friday, FEMA will be here with their mobile vaccination unit as well. That will be on the New Haven Green. It's for city residents only here in New Haven. You do need to register for that. We're going to have the information on the Channel 3 app. You can either do it online or on the phone. But again, that one's going to run from 10 to 5 each day on the New Haven Green, and they're expecting to be able to vaccinate somewhere between 250 to 400 people each day.
Okay. Matt McFarland, thank you very much for that live report.